G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Broker Coach Podcast. Our mission is to be the most valuable podcast in the universe for mortgage brokers. I'm your host, Sam Panetta, and today I'm joined by my great friend, Luke Ashby from Emerge Finance.
Mate, thank you for having me.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure. I'm so keen to have a bit of banter with you today. Appreciate you coming on board.
Bloody oath, let's do it. It's a pleasure to be in the hot seat today. I appreciate it.
Love it, mate. So we can put today's conversation into context. 12, 18 months ago, you were doing circa 2 mil a month. Now you're doing, 10 mil plus a month.
Yep.
Mate, how does it feel to get that sort of growth?
I still sort of can't believe it, mate, to be honest with you. Like it's crazy sort of how it's all come together. And yeah, it's like I feel like I'm not really doing a whole heap different. I've tweaked a few things.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a great team around me, and that's really the key. But it's it's obviously great to be hitting those sort of numbers, and I've been doing this a little while now, so it's great to finally get some decent runs on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've probably only just started hitting my straps though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny, it's took that little bit of time, and being in that right environment to really actually thrive and hit some decent numbers.
Love. And
Mm.
mate, we've got heaps of questions here. So I don't want you to think I'm on Snapchat or anything when I'm playing on my phone today. But we've got a lot of questions that we're going to get stuck into. Mate, to kick things off, number one question here on the board: what do you think was the biggest needle moving activity that got you that pace of progress?
Yeah. Well, biggest needle moving activity is a man sitting beside me. To be completely honest, that's the true answer, mate. I reached out to you, I think it was December 24.
Yes.
And yeah, I was hitting those numbers like you mentioned, 2s, 3s, the odd 4 mil month. I sort of needed a bit of direction. I always felt like I wanted someone to be there to ask questions and know the answers. And if you don't know the answers, you'll find them. Someone that's been there, done that, someone I can really lean on and obviously keep me accountable and show me the path to get there. And you bloody just simplified it. You simplified it. And I walked away from our first chat just thinking, shit, that was pretty simple. Why didn't I think of that?
This is not a paid promotion.
No,
this is not a paid promotion. I'm as shocked as you guys.
Swear to God, honestly. But mate, it's honestly been the key. We had that first chat, and you're saying, what sort of numbers are you hitting at the moment, and this is what I was hitting. Where do I want to be? And I said, I'd love to be hitting 4 mil a month consistently. And I just thought that is obviously great numbers, right? For a lot of people, and that would really change my life. And you're like, mate, I reckon your potential's a lot higher than that, but let's start there. And obviously you mapped it out, and it seems quite simple. It was only a couple of extra leads and inquiries a month, and we'd start seeing it. And sure enough, within a couple of months we were there, and then keep raising the bar, and eventually we sort of started to hit the 10 mil months. But yeah, so to answer your question is have a gun coach. A gun coach is key, and also being in a great environment. I'm part of a great team at Emerge Finance with Adam Bradley. He's a top 100 broker. He's done it not just once, a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so sitting alongside him or opposite him, most days is where I've really been able to thrive. So yeah, being in a great team and a team that actually has a crack. I think, previously in environments where, they weren't necessarily keen to push the needle too far. And I did some good numbers around there. But once I joined Emerge and was part of that team in a high performing environment, that's where I really took off. Because you bounce ideas and you have some healthy competition within each other. That's really been the key, I reckon, mate. It's those things.
Love it. And when obviously as we're moving along and we're going from 2 to 4 to 6 and we're going higher and higher, we need more and more leads to feed that machine, right? What does lead getting look like for you today?
Yeah, so The inquiry coming through is a mixture of existing clients referring. That would take up probably 65% of my lead flow. And then on top of that, I'll get, because I've played a bit of footy, across South Australia and Queensland, across multiple clubs, and that's actually been a decent lead flow for me too,
The
right?
sport, the social clubs. Yeah.
So that's probably 10% at least, and then the rest is friends and family, social media, and referrals. So they're the sort of leads that are coming through. And yeah, obviously over time, you're going to start to get those existing client referrals as long as you're providing good service and, giving the 5-star experience, smashing it out the park each and every time. Well, people are going to come back and they're going to refer. So I'm really passionate about that, because, that's what I feel like I can add a difference to my clients. There's a lot of brokers out there. We've all got the same lenders, same rates, same all that sort of stuff. But the key difference is service and speed and the way you look after clients.
Yes.
So, and I found, obviously I've been doing it. I started July 2020. So, those years, obviously I've had a few clients that I've spoken to. So the longer you're doing it, you're going to have a bit of uplifting in inquiry naturally. If you're doing a good job, right?
If you're doing a good job. What does a 5-star experience look like for your clients, Luke?
Yeah, well, I treat them how I'd like to be treated, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
simple.
It is, and well, it seems simple to you and I, right? But obviously, like to some, it's not. Like, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I still, struggle to work that one out, mate. But yeah, it's something that I'm super passionate about. And that's why I love helping the segment of the market that I help. Because it's more emotional. I'm not huge on multi-property investors. Like, I'll help them, but I'm not, jumping out of bed to help them, if I'm completely honest with you, versus, a first home buyer, a mum and dad, first home property investor, because they're more, emotional driven goals, and I get a kick out of it, mate.
You're such a good bloke, mate. It's like I'm trying to think in my head when you're talking about this 5-star experience, and I often call you the gentleman of finance, right? And it's, how do you teach that to someone? Do you know what I mean? How do you teach them just to be a good person?
I think it just starts from an early age, mate. Who you're around, who's brought you up, who your mentors, who's closest to you. And mate, I started working from an early age in service industries, in the pubs and kiosks and whatever else. So I learnt like that customer service from a very young age. My old man's a farmer, and so I learnt to work hard from an early age there too, because as soon as I could open gates and heard sheep around and whatever else, I was out there, mate, 12 years old, 13, 14, out there with the flies and the hot weather in South Australia. So, I think, working hard and knowing how to look after people, you can't go wrong, I feel.
Love.
And treat people how you want to be treated. So, that's so every client gets the same level of service, and I'm lucky because I reckon, because a lot of my clients coming through are existing clients referring. A lot of my existing clients are great people and people I'd love to hang out with and get along really well. And can easily be myself around them, and that attracts similar sort of people.
Yeah.
So it's just naturally sort of compounding and coming together.
And you mentioned, circa 65% of your business is organic. It's referrals and repeat business.
Yep.
And a little bit of social media in there. I love your social media stuff. How much of an impact has social media made to your business, Luke?
Yeah, so I've always had, I had a social media brand, or like a personal brand, since day one, becoming a broker. And that's, credit to the director I was working with at the time. Like, he encouraged me to get in front of the camera.
Back in 2020?
Yep.
Yeah, love.
So yeah, I definitely wasn't as consistent, but I was, posting a couple of times a week. And I think, what was that? That was like 6 years ago. So I was like 22, 23 type thing. And so, that helped over time, obviously build the audience, and people, my clients would start to follow me, and it was a great way to stay in touch with them, stay front of mind, but not just for them, but also referral partners as I started to build the referral network. And yeah, so just the years of compounding. So like it's I'm grateful that I did start that when I did. Because yeah, there's a strong loyal following there that yeah, I can keep educated and keep front of mind and talk to. So it's been key. Yeah, it's been massive.
And how much content do you put out today? You know, back then you were doing a couple a week. How
Yeah.
much are you putting out today?
Yep. So today it's at least a couple pieces of content, whether it's a post itself or a story or any of those sort of things. I try and like, if I'm not doing a post as far as a reel or a static post or anything like that, I'm trying to get onto stories. So at least there's something happening each day. So always, no matter what day of the week it is, like, you know, people will see something. And, yeah, a lot of people would probably sit there and think, shit, that sounds like hard work. But because I've been doing it since day one, I was in the industry, like, it's just like, you know, put my shoelaces together. Like it's just like it's just a way. It's just a like brushing my teeth. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a chore to me.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy making content?
I enjoy it. Yeah. If I can make content all day, I'll do that.
We're making content right now.
So yeah, like yeah, get out there and get comfortable with it. Like the first video I ever did, like I was shit myself, mate. It was.
Were ya?
Yeah. And it took a million takes. Like it was shocking. Because yeah, I just wanted it to be perfect. And I was like, obviously putting stuff out there to your network and your friends and your family for the first time, being in an industry that you've never done before, like it is a bit daunting. First up. So, but yeah, it took a bit of, a few goes, more reps, and then you start getting the confidence, and then eventually you just stop caring. Like you just have a crack, and like I said, and you start to see the results as well, right? You see the results, and then you're like, fuck, this thing works. And
yes,
then,
content works. Content works. Who would have thought?
Yeah. So it starts working, and you start obviously getting the inquiries, and the return on investment starts coming, and you're like, all right, like, I'm going to dedicate some time to this.
How long did it take you of doing content before it became like brushing your teeth or doing your shoelaces, where it just became a natural part of your day?
I think because I enjoyed it.
From the start, you enjoyed it. Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, I found it as a way to build my business and the inquiry and lead flow no matter where I was. So I didn't need to be in a certain location to get business. Like if I built this thing with enough following, decent content that's educating and, build the lead flow, then that's something I could take wherever I wanted to be. And I could still get lead flow and write business and do what I love.
If you had to get more leads today, let's say we set a target, we were got to go from 30 leads a month to 40 leads a month. What activity do you do to get those extra leads?
Yep. Yeah. So that, obviously I had that sort of question to you when I first jumped on board, right? And you're like, post every day, even over Christmas. Like I was going to have a break, and you're like, no, you're posting every day. And because we wanted to hit the targets, right?
We wanted to hit the targets.
Yeah.
We did.
And I was like, geez, this guy's a slave driver. But anyway, sure enough, like I did it, and I posted every day, and that's what I would do if I wanted to hit a certain lead target. I would honestly, just put more content at more volume. That's, obviously not watered down, good educational content that's relevant, and I'll just do more of it. Find out what works and double down.
I've heard somebody say that before, Luke.
But that's what I do. But also, like, I'm trying to learn the skills of meta ads and paid advertising and things like that. I'm no good at it at all. But I feel like that, that is something that I'd love to incorporate, because that, once you get it right, obviously there's a couple of people in our group that have got it right, and it's just like a tap.
Yeah.
So that's another aspect. But what works for me is the content, and just getting on the phone, creating activity. Like doing activity will create the activity. I'll have times where it might be a bit quiet, and I'm thinking, shit, where's the next lead going to come from? You get on the phone, you do a 6-week post-settlement call, or talk to your referral partners and just ask how they're traveling, like how they're seeing things at the moment, like what were the numbers like on the weekend, what are the conversations that you're having with buyers, and all this sort of stuff. You just get on the phone, have a chin wag, and eventually, a couple of days later, you'll have like 3-4 leads come through, and it's like, There we go.
How-
It works. I don't know how it comes together. You just do the activity and it'll breed activity.
I love this.
Yeah.
How often are you getting on the phones, mate, to your existing clients, the existing referral partners?
Yeah. So it's daily. It's daily.
That's part of your
It's
daily ritual,
Yeah.
daily content, daily
Yep.
outbound calls.
Yep.
Fuck, it just works, Luke.
It does.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you've got if you've got the right systems and processes and tasks and templates and those sort of things, that helps to remind you and stay front of mind and do those activities. I'll get every 6 weeks after a client's settled, I'll get a note to reach out and just check in. How did everything go? Is the loan set up correctly? You got your online banking sorted, your offset's linked. How did the move go? All those sort of conversations. So every 6 weeks I'm talking to these clients after they've settled, and it's just a great touch point. It's, I'm not asking for business at that junction. It's just, genuine. How did everything go? Is it all set up right? Okay. Now from here, you'll hear from us every 6 months as we do our pricing reviews. But obviously if you need me in the meantime, just give us a yell. Happy to help.
Love. And do you find the content keeps you front of mind for referral partners and for your existing clients as well, Lukey?
100%. So I use my social media they're the two main things that I use it for.
What? To stay front of mind. Yes. Love.
So stay front of mind for my existing clients and referral partners. But then off the back of it, if lead flow comes through, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Do you have certain pieces of content that work better than other pieces of content?
Yeah, definitely. The collaborations. Yeah, they're huge. Yep. So that, like I do, and shout out to yourself for the idea. I'll do these real estate listing videos. So I'll actually I'll jump on realestate.com, have a look at what's on the market over the, more recent listings. If they've got a price, great. I'll grab that, and then I'll check out the agent just to see. So if they're online on social media, that's great. And I'll grab the listing and I'll basically just talk about it and say, what sort of deposits required, what the repayments look like. And give the agent a shout out. It's a great way to get eyes on their listing, but also add a lot of value to my clients. And obviously, like my niche is first home buyers, so finding first home buyer style properties. And then what I'm doing is collaborating with the agent themselves. I'm actually not even asking them whether I can do it or whether they're happy for me to do it. It's a bit of a surprise, right? And anyway, this was an idea. Yeah, this is an idea from you, right? And I'm like, right, hey, let's have a crack at this. And anyway, sure enough, the first one I did.
Do you remember that? Do you remember back then? That was crazy.
The agent accepted the collaboration. Then all of a sudden, it's going out to my network plus their network, and the Instagrams loves it. And so, I'll get a lot of engagement from that, a lot of followers join. And then, they're the sort of style of content that works really well for me. And, the more reps you do, the quicker you get at doing that style of that piece of content. And honestly, it doesn't take very long. I could do that within the space of 40 minutes, probably.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Does your strategy for getting leads today look different to what it looked like 12 months ago?
Yep, definitely. So roughly 12 months ago, I was still in a BNI. So I was part of a BNI.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had our son Harris, and then, I didn't really have the time to commit to it. But I was part of a BNI because basically when I joined Emerge, I didn't have a referral network at all.
You had no referral network when you joined Emerge.
I had a buyer's agent and an accountant, and that's probably it.
And so you've built this referral network in a relatively short period of time.
Yep. So it was a great way to do that, was join a BNI, because you could, obviously you've got a group full of professionals in the group that you're part of, but then you get to meet other groups and other professionals. And it was a really good way to get to know a lot of people around Brisbane and gain some people that I could refer to. Outside of that, it was also a great way to talk about myself and sell, do the elevator pitch and do presentations and all that sort of stuff. So those extra skills I got from that. So that was really important. But I found eventually, because I was doing the content as well, but I'd do a piece of content and that could get thousands of views versus it'd be an hour every Wednesday morning. Plus, I was the events coordinator, so that was like another bloody part-time job in itself, trying to herd cats. And then, it's like a 3-hour thing a week to do this BNI, versus 3 hours worth of content. Like it just, the content just had to come first. Obviously, had Harris as well, so I didn't have the time to do both. But yeah, I'm glad I doubled down on the content, but I'm also glad I did the BNI. So it has definitely changed the lead getting and behaviors over the last 12 months.
Is it just because the in-person stuff's like hand-to-hand combat and you just get so much more reach on social media?
100%. Yeah. It's the one to many. Just get in front of so many more people through the online space. Everyone's on their phone, everyone's scrolling. Do you know what I mean? That's where they are.
Yeah, it's where the
even people from all ages and all walks of life are on there.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
What does an ideal client look like for you, mate?
So ideal clients are first home buyers, no matter where they are in Australia. So that's my niche. Outside of that, obviously I help other people, but that's my, I guess, marketing niche as such. So, and I was scared to, right? Like when you're like, obviously like one of the first conversations you have with Sam's like, right, you got to niche down. And so anyway, it was a natural thing because I loved helping him. Loved it. Because I understand how hard it is to get into the market these days and how, funnily enough, like a lot of brokers don't actually like helping first home buyers and walking them through it, and they just hate it. Like a lot of them do. And I was like, well, I love doing it. And it's something that really I'm passionate about and lifts me up and bounces me out of bed. So that's why I niched into that. And it's helped me with conversations with referral partners. So I'll catch up with a referral partner. It could be a buyer's agent, accountant, whoever. And just say, look, I know you've probably got other brokers in your network that you've referred to. That's fine. But this is the area that I actually specialize in. This is and this is if something comes across your desk that fits this niche, I'd love to have a crack at it because I know I'll smash it out the park.
Yes,
and so,
Luke.
So I feel like in that conversation, it takes the pressure off them to be like, oh, Luke doesn't like want everything. Like I don't have to feel pressured to give Luke anything or whatever. But if a first home buyer comes across, well, I'm going to give it to Luke because he's confident about what he does and it's going to smash it out the park. So like, sure enough, a referral comes through. It's first home buyer. Obviously we're doing it day in, day out. We love it. We give him a great service and roll the red carpet out. And then, the referral partner hears about it, and then all of a sudden other deals start flowing through. That's not necessarily the niche.
Yes. You said something just then, and we have to get stuck into it. You said you were scared to nervous to niche down, right, into that first home buy segment.
Yeah.
Everyone is, right? Everyone's really fearful about that.
Yeah.
What was it like overcoming the fear, and then what impact did it have after you got super sharp on the niche?
Yeah. It got easier.
What got easier? Everything.
Just everything. Yeah, honestly, because I was wanting that type of deal and to help those type of people. And I was clear about it, and I wasn't like, I had a clear direction. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to market to bloody, refinances or multi-property investors, and you just cut through a lot easier. And the lead flow started coming through more, and the type of lead flow I wanted. But yeah, it was hard to come across that. But that was one of the first things that we spoke about, and I was like, all right, well, obviously I'm investing in a coach. He's telling me to do this. I'm going to do it. And let's see how we go, right? Like, and I was obviously at that crossroads where I was writing these numbers and I wasn't really hitting that next level, and I was like, all right, let's just do it. Let's trust the process. And it's been the best thing I've done. Do you know what I mean? It's just taking the pressure off. And you have a clear direction. You're like, all right, well, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm specializing in. This is what I'm marketing to. It just makes it so much easier.
And that was one of the questions I actually got from the crew that they wanted me to ask you, is like, how do you help so many first home buyers at such a large scale? Because it's obviously first home buyers need hand holding. Do you
They
know what I
do.
mean?
Yeah.
And so how do you help so many first home buyers at scale?
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook group for first home buyers that it's First Home Buyers Club Queensland, so it's for Queensland specifically. So a lot of the time, first home buyers aren't particularly ready straight away, and that's fine. You know, I speak to first home buyers that could be 12, 18, 24 months away from being ready. So it's just a matter of obviously, you know, setting them up with a game plan, right? So if they're not ready right now, obviously you're not going to do a proposal and send through loan options because they're not ready, right?
They'll change.
Yeah. So you're setting them up for where they're at right now. Work out obviously what their goal is, what they need to aim towards, and give them that plan and set their expectations. All right, go out there, work on getting rid of these debts and redirecting the savings to your redirecting the extra cash flow to your savings. Once you hit this target, you know, we'll touch base every 6 months. So set those expectations, put those tasks in place so you don't miss them. And then obviously the group has been great for me because I can refer them to the group where they can get educated and obviously still staying front of mind. But it's a real the group that I created wasn't for lead flow or marketing or anything like that. It's purely a safe space for first home buyers to go and get the information they need to make better decisions. And it's been a great place for my clients that aren't quite ready just yet to go in there and just get educated and get the free content. You know, I'll have webinars on there, do Facebook Lives, and just try and add as much value as I can. So by the time they're actually ready, like, you know, all I got to do is just walk them through the process. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to educate them on the different loan features or what the first home buyer incentives are or any of that sort of stuff because they know. They're coming to me and they're like, do you know what I mean? And refer them to my social media and things like that. Like, it's funny, you know, the other day I had a client call me. She's like, "Luke, I've been watching your content for like 18 months. I feel like I'm ready." I'm like, right, okay. I'm thinking, who's this? Like, have they commented on anything? Have they liked anything? And sure enough, like, they'd never liked a thing. Never liked a thing. Never liked a thing, never commented. So I had no idea they were even watching, right? And she's like, I feel like I'm ready. And anyway, we had the conversation, worked out her position. Sure thing, she was good as gold. Got her pre-approved and she bought within like a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's sort of how I nurture them. Like, you've got to handhold them. Like, you can't just, like, I know I've heard it from other clients that have come through and been like, I've spoken to this person and they just didn't give me the time of day or didn't give me any direction as to what I needed to aim for or whatever. And so, yeah, it's easy for me to be able to add value there.
I love this. So you're basically nurturing these clients way before they become an actual client or before they even become a lead or an inquiry.
Yep.
And then when they're not ready, you're putting them on the right path and then you're continuing to nurture them through your content, through the Facebook page that you've got, the community.
Yep.
So they're ready to go. Like when they are ready, they already know the stuff. That's so clever. I never thought of it like that, that you're basically teaching them the whole way along.
Yep. But we didn't get taught this stuff at school, mate. So, yeah, and I never had anyone like growing up that was like a mentor that would be like, look, like, this is what you need to be doing. This is how it works. Like, this is what property can do for you, blah, blah, blah. But like, ever since I joined the industry, I was like, geez, like, obviously, like, property can change people's lives. And obviously in the education system, there's nothing about how to buy property, how to manage your finances. And so I'm like, shit, well, now, like, I've got this knowledge, like, I want to pass that on.
Love that. Do you reckon it's done on purpose that they don't teach financial literacy at schools or anywhere, basically?
Yeah.
Just to keep the wheel turning, you reckon?
Yeah.
Cheeky buggers.
Yeah. So anyway, my mission is to change that, mate. So
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Were there any pain points you had when you were scaling the business up, mate? You know, to go from 2 to 10's huge, and you're lodging like more than that. Do you know what I mean? Any pain points along the way?
Yeah, pain points probably come when I wanted to get, I don't know, a bit of obviously want to provide really good service to my clients. I want to get back to them quickly. So obviously the more people I'm talking to, the more proposals I need to get out and whatnot within a decent time frame. Plus, I always want to be available. So if the phone rings and it's a client and I can't answer it, that gives me the shits. So I want to be available and help them because as first home buyer, as you know, first home buyers require the hand holding.
Yes.
And I can add a lot of value there. So yeah, they're the pain points. Obviously, as more inquiry came through, more people were referring. It's like, all right, like I want to be able to get through this quicker. And so that's when, we had the conversation. You're like, look, you need a credit analyst. And I'm like, geez, righto.
You don't seem enthusiastic at all about that, Lukey.
Well, I guess at that time, like credit analyst seems like a more common thing now, right? I feel like there's a lot of credit analysts out there. 12 months ago, probably not so much. I feel like there's more out there. But anyway, so that's when we made that move to hire a credit analyst. And so we brought on Martin. Shout out to Martin.
Shout out Martin.
And mate, he's been huge for me. Great guy. I've known him for a long time. He wasn't a credit analyst previously, so he's been training since October and coming along leaps and bounds and has really helped to take the pressure off. He really helps to handle a lot of the research and prepare the proposals and things like that. I'm still 100% across all of those things and because I'm presenting the proposal to the client. But yeah, that's obviously helped to alleviate that pain point to get back to people quicker and be more available. So exactly. So if Martin's taking away a lot of that grunt work, well then I've got more time to be available for clients and referral partners.
100%. What does training someone into a credit role look like for you, Luke?
I had those questions at the beginning too. Mate, I'd never trained anyone. So I was like, all right, what does this look like? But mate, it's a lot of screen sharing, a lot of Loom videos, just getting them to have a crack. Like he had a really good foundation of how a mortgage flowed through the business from start to finish. It was all across pricing, data saving, renaming, ordering bowels, all that sort of jazz. So he'd seen a lot of deals in that sense, but hadn't really done credit. So it was a lot of walking through like, all right, let's have a look at this deal. This is how I'll work through it. And these are the sort of questions I ask. This is what I look for. These are the things that are really, really important from a compliance point of view. Just walking them through it and letting them have a crack and making those mistakes and then, letting them know where they can improve, those sort of things. And mate, he's picked things up so quickly. Hey, like it's been awesome. You don't have to say things twice. Like, if he makes a mistake here, it's not like a bomb's going off at all. Like it's very minor, but once you tell him how it works, it's sweet. Like he knows, yeah.
And you're walking the walk, mate, because I remember last time I was up in Brisbane, we were out for a Legends long lunch.
Yep.
And you're like, mate, I got to take off and get this deal in for this first home buyer who was, do you know what I mean? Had to make an offer. And you did. You literally went to the car, pulled your laptop out, put the deal together, got it lodged.
Yes.
And they came back to the long lunch. So you're not just talking the talk, you're doing the walking too.
No. Well, yeah, I care, mate. I care. I care about the end outcome. I'll care. There's a client at the end.
Yeah.
And so that's what lifts me, mate, is giving them a 5-star service and making them feel good. It makes me feel good.
Love. One of the questions that we had here from the crew actually is, did you have to burn cash to fund the growth of the business?
Yeah, definitely. It's scary, like when you are going to hire, right? Because you're like, geez, all right, have I got enough cash flow here? What's this going to look like? And at the time, like we'd had Harris, and so Caitlin's off work, and I'm like, all right,
it all happens at once.
I'm like, all right, but I really need the help, and you're like, geez, all right, like you take a leap of faith, really, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, is this going to work out? Like, am I going to see a return on investment? And you just gotta back yourself, right? Like, thankfully, like I wasn't doing all this on my own. Like, I had you to support, and you're like, mate, you need this. Like, this is apply yourself, and this will be fine. Sure enough, it was. So, we just had to take that leap. It's scary at the start, right?
100%.
Like, what do people always say? You hire before you need him, or that sort of thing. But I needed him. I didn't hire before I didn't need him. But yeah, so definitely a cash burn, and also with the social media side of things, I do have someone helping me out with my social media. So I've got my sister actually does a few hours a week for me. So that was something that I invested in early as well, because I saw that the time on investment for social media to show up more and stay front of mind was there. But I wasn't sure how it would go, whether or not obviously investing in her and adding on obviously another wage would be worth it. But yeah, sure enough, it has. So it's been good.
That's so good.
Mm.
Do you feel like you're more comfortable around hiring now, where the next hire or the next investment into marketing is going to be less painful or less scary?
Yeah, I think so. Well, obviously, like I've got Martin now, so if I needed another credit analyst, I feel like Martin could definitely help in terms of training and making sure like we're doing things how he's been taught and things like that. So I feel like if you've got a bit of a foundation of people already, they can help with that next hire as well, and show them the way and what the expectations are and things like that. And yeah, I've done it and it's paid off. And so now, I feel like I've got a bit of confidence to be able to make that next hire when the time's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And mate, there's something topical here. Obviously we had the budget changes, a couple of months ago.
Yep.
Are you noticing anything different in the marketplace, or are you doing anything differently in your business?
Yeah. Yep. So I definitely saw an impact on in May in terms of inquiry, like I'm sure everyone did.
Yeah.
June was bang on where I want it to be pretty well. And then July pretty similar. So obviously, yeah, big impact in May, and that'll be felt over the next month or two in terms of settlements. But in terms of what I'm doing differently, it's been great to obviously reconnect and provide more touch points with clients and referral partners, and just get back out on the road again and go and see people. Like I love doing that, mate. Like I love going out and seeing people and having conversations and trying to add value. And if I could do that all day, every day, like that'd be me happy, mate. I enjoy it. So yeah, I haven't minded the slow period.
Yeah.
And I know that the big wave's coming eventually. And it's starting to pick up now. So and I went to an event the other day, and there was a rugby league player, and he was saying one of the biggest things that impacted him in his career, well, from day one, was going the extra mile. He's like, once you go the extra mile, you'll be surprised just how little traffic is around you. And so I've really like resonated with that. I was like, it's so true, right? Like if you go the extra mile, make those extra couple of phone calls, talk to those referral partners, like do those like simple things, but do them well, consistently, day in, day out, keep showing up, keep doing the content, and being like a thought leader in the space that you specialize in. Well, then like the business is going to flow through, and you're going to get through this wave that we've got, get through the headwind.
Yeah, I love this. You're so consistent, mate, with everything, with the phone calls, with the delivery, with the content, with everything that you do. Is there method to that madness, or is it just the way that you're wired?
Yeah. I guess I've been pretty disciplined ever since I've joined the industry. I feel like you need to be, like, because it can be pretty chaotic, right? Like you've been a broker before.
Yeah.
It's you got fire going on over there. You got bloody these clients that you need to call back, or inquiries just come through, and then you've got an approval, you got to, and then you got a meeting here, and then like there's lots going on, right?
Yes.
So if you're not running your day through your calendar or a priority list, like how are you going to be productive?
Is that what you do? You've got a list and you've got a calendar, and it's the combination of the two that keeps you on track?
Yeah.
Have you always done that, or is that something that you implemented as you got busier?
Always had the calendar, always had the list, sorry. So I always had the list. I'll have like a list and I'll prioritize. I'll have numbers as to what's most important. Get the hardest thing out first, like if you got a shit phone call you got to make, or big task, big research task, or whatever it may be, like that's done first. After moving the body and those sort of things, I feel like that's important. Like do something for yourself, and get the energy up, and then you do those things and prioritize what you're going to do for the day. Have it written down. So yeah, you stick to it, and obviously you have areas in your day where you can be a bit more fluid and react and whatnot. And then I've made some changes to my calendar. Actually, Mitch Bath inspired me. He's done a bit.
Mitch Bath,
yeah,
shout out Mitch Bath.
Yeah, to have sections in the calendar where you're going to be doing certain tasks. So between 9 and 10, that's where I'll tackle the top priority for the day, 9 and 10 every day. And then, a section at lunchtime to, check your social media, reply to messages, all that sort of thing. And then certain days I'll have meetings where I'll, like, as far as referral partner, business development on like a Thursday and Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, generally pretty heavy lifting in our world. Obviously, clients go out on the weekend, they found a property or whatever it may be. So Monday, Tuesday, there to be reactive and fluid with the days. But I think it's important to have a bit of structure.
I love this because it was one of the questions that comes up. What does a typical week look like?
Yeah.
What did it look like 12 months ago?
Pretty similar. But I've got more time because I've got the hire of Martin. Like I've got Martin in the team, so that's freed up more time for me. So I can actually allocate more time to do more content or go out and see more referral partners. Or have those extra touch points with the clients.
How do you acquire so many good referral partners, mate?
Yeah, it's it takes time. Takes time. Like and it's you got to find the right people that you connect with and that have similar values. Once you find them, generally like they'll know similar people that are like them and they trust, and so you can get introduced to them. And that sort of obviously like fast tracks the process of finding the right ones in the relevant fields that you're after. So that's something that I learnt pretty early on. Obviously coming to Emerge, I didn't have the referral partners. Like Adam built Emerge off the back of referral partners.
Okay.
And so that's been a really good skill for me to learn. And so he's been great in helping me build those skills. And so that's huge is to actually rely on other people's networks that are similar, that you really gel with and connect with, have the same values. And then through like the social media with those content collaborations, that's been a great way for me to build my real estate network.
Yeah.
It's funny, mate. Like recently I've had a couple of agents like send me through referrals. I've not even met them in person. Like I spoke to one yesterday and I said, mate, I haven't even met you in person yet. I said, when can we catch up? And anyway, he's like, oh, mate, just as long as he's doing a good job. I'm really happy and we'll catch up soon. Yeah. So
how good is that?
That's like perfect. Yeah. So, but it's great. Like, and that's, it's pretty amazing, right? Like for someone to trust you without having met you is big.
Is that off the back of your content?
Yeah.
That the know, like, and trust has been built up?
I think so. Well, they've not met me before, right? So, to trust someone with a client that you've known for a very long time. And obviously real estate agents, they're talking to people for years, right? Before they actually get a listing and sell. So they've built these relationships over a long time. So I feel like that's a privilege that they've trusted me to actually look after their client, even though they've not even met me, right? So, so that's something that's amazed me since like doing content and trying to build the real estate network and working with them.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Mate, what's it been like with Adam and Emerge and being in that environment?
Yeah, it's been massive. There's some really high performers in that office. I feel like when I joined Emerge, I almost started again in a way, like it sort of had a bit of a standing start. So, working alongside Adam's been massive. He's doesn't pay a cent for marketing really. Like he's such an old school operator in that sense.
Yeah.
But he's built a great business. To be able to learn from him, to be self-sufficient in that space as far as getting lead flow and whatnot. Obviously I had the content and social media sort of presence there. But I didn't have the referral network and that sort of things. So it's really helped me enormously. Yeah.
Just listening to you speak, right? And, Adam being that old school style referral style broker.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about you and you're like this combination of
hybrid.
You're like a hybrid. You are. Do you know what I mean? Like you 5-star experience with the clients and going out and shaking hands and kissing babies with referral partners.
Yes.
And then you're on socials and, you got the Facebook community and you got, a little bit of paid stuff going on. You're sort of like a hybrid between the two.
Yep. Yep.
Do you reckon a new broker today could just do it the old-fashioned way, or do you reckon there would have to be some element of the new school?
Yeah, I reckon you'd find it pretty tough.
Mhm.
I reckon you'd find it pretty tough. There's a lot more brokers out there now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot more. And obviously, yeah, with the stuff happening in the market, obviously a little bit less inquiry coming through, I think you'd find it really tough. Especially, yeah, if a lot of partners have brokers and connections already, like it would be tough. I reckon, like, if I was starting out again, I would learn the meta ads. Like,
Yeah?
I would honestly, yeah, because how else do you build? Like, if you're coming from scratch, you weren't a banker or, had previous experience in finance. Like, how do you get clients? Like, so the best way would be, I reckon, would be to learn the meta ads and invest in that, because that's going to give you the opportunity and runs on the board and build the book and whatnot, and then eventually you'll get the referrals. But I think that would be the number one thing I'd do. Because yeah, if you're producing content but you're not really like an expert in your field yet, like that would be hard. I feel. Obviously, yeah, I'd still do the content and have a bit of a presence and whatnot.
Do both.
Yeah, but I reckon I'd go heavy into the ads.
Well, it just gets the runs on the board. Do you know what I mean? And if you cook it, just more spend, more.
Yeah.
Try again. Try another sales call.
And then I reckon once you get the social proof, then you can really start to convert some of those referral partners.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Because that's definitely helped me.
Having the social proof.
Yeah.
Did I see a couple of pin posts on your Insta, a couple of interviews?
Yeah. Got some inspiration from someone. I don't know who it was, but
I saw it. I'm like, yes, Lukey.
But yeah, honestly, it helps. It helps. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Mate, what do you know at 10 mil a month that you didn't know at 2 mil a month?
Yeah. So it would be, it's not like, I don't feel like I don't have a secret sauce, to be fair. I feel like it's just, systems, processes, having the right team around you. I don't feel like I know anything different. I feel like I'm definitely like 10 times better broker than what I was previously. Like, I feel like I've really excelled as far as the craft itself as well during that time, because obviously more reps, more different types of deals. It just compounds.
What does it mean for you to be a better broker now than you were 12, 18, 24 months ago?
Gives you the confidence.
Yep.
Gives you the confidence. You can really, be confident in yourself. Like when you're going to go meet referral partners, you're really you're confident in what you do, and you know that you are, you can smash it out the park. You're not hesitant, like be like, oh shit, if I get this deal referred to me, like if I don't have the skills behind me to really crush it, well then that's not going to look good for me. So yeah, it is important.
And the difference between 2 mil a month and 10 mil a month, there's obviously like a 5x in the volume, right? What are you doing now that lets you get through 5 times the amount of volume while still delivering that 5-star experience to the clients?
Yep. So that, like, again, Martin has helped with that. So systems, processes, templates, and just refining things as you go. It's never going to be perfect, and there's all these different scenarios. So there's no real one size fits all, I feel, with my clients. But yeah, over time, Martin and I have really honed in on the process, like with something that we review consistently. If there's things that could be improved, obviously we're a small and nimble team. We can make those changes really quickly. And I'm probably like, I don't know, a bit of a detriment maybe is that I'm like probably a bit of a perfectionist, and I want it to be a great experience, right? Yeah. And so I'd much rather be that way than probably the other way. But that's been key, is just, well, obviously if you're having more volume, right? Like how else are you going to get through it? And if you don't have the hands, if you don't have the guns in the team behind you to help you with that, or the systems and processes, but if you've got all of that together, like there's no reason why you can't do more.
So more hands on deck, better systems and processes. When we're talking about systems and processes, is it like, was there like one big thing where you changed a lot of stuff, or is it the continual improvement of the systems and the processes?
It's a good question. Definitely the continual improvement
Mhm.
and learning, how other guys are doing it too.
Mm.
You know, obviously like the volume I was doing, I wasn't really talking to too many other brokers or being around the other brokers that are writing the big volume, right?
Mm.
So that's huge. Like that's key for any brokers coming up and wanting to do good volume. Get yourself around other guys that are doing more than you, and then
Mm.
learn off them and see how they're doing things. So, so it's just been around asking the right questions and adapting.
It was so funny when, like, we first met. You wanted to do like 4 mil months now. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
What did
mm.
a 10 mil month look like to you when you were doing 2 mil a month in your mind?
Didn't even cross the mind, mate.
I'd never heard of 10 mil months.
Like I was, I honestly, man, I never crossed the mind. I was like, well, you know that I'd never even thought of it. I was like, shit, if I can hit 4 mil a month, like that's gold. Like happy days. Like that would really change my life. And then sure enough, we hit that within a couple of months, and then
So good.
and then it wasn't like, all right, let's rest on our laurels, like let's just soak this up. You're like, nah, like we're going,
Go again.
going more, going more. And I'm like, right, and then I started hitting the next milestones and the next ones, and just the way that you really simplified it. Like I'm a pretty simple person, mate. I'm
Me and you
not
both, mate. Me and you
complicated.
both.
Yeah. And so you keep it simple with me, we can go places. And so you're like, this is where we're at in terms of lead flow. Get another couple, because we work out obviously conversion rates and whatnot. And because a lot of my clients are existing clients, they're similar to existing client referrals as well. They're similar to them. They're generally pretty qualified, and they come to you when they're pretty much ready, right?
Yeah.
Like the conversions are pretty strong,
Mhm.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm not talking to a million leads off Google or Meta or whatever. Like the lead flow, the amount of leads isn't huge, but they're very good quality.
Mhm.
And so, the target didn't seem all that bad. It was like an extra couple of leads a month, and we start hitting these other numbers, and you're like, geez, that's like just a couple more people I talk to a month. I'm like, that seems very achievable. And then you start getting the team behind you too, and you're like, all right, well, I've got to keep them busy now as well, and keep them fed and make sure everything's ticking along. So that certainly inspires you and gives you that push.
And where is your focus in the business now, mate? To get to say we're going to go to 20 mil a month, where do you reckon you've got to focus on to go from 10 to 20?
Yeah, I think
You'll be right, mate.
Yeah.
You went wide in the face.
You've seen that nervous look again.
Yes. You're like, fuck, Sam, you put me on the spot here, man.
I was saying to Caitlin only a couple of days ago, I was like, was it like the numbers that I'm sort of writing at the moment, like back at the start, I would have thought, wow, life would be chaotic.
Mm.
Writing that sort of numbers, and I'm like, well, looking back, I would have been like, well, I'm not really that keen on sort of writing those numbers if I don't have a great life outside of work. Do you know what I mean? Like that's really important to me. But obviously we've built a bit of a team now within the Emerge team that supports me, and we've got the right systems and processes and people around me. And it's like that number that we're hitting doesn't feel any difficult, any harder than what I was doing previously. If anything, it's probably gotten easier.
That's crazy. So let's unpack this for a second. You're doing heaps more volume. It's not harder. It's easier to do the more volume. Can you explain why that dynamic exists?
Yeah. There's a few things. It's obviously like the team, if without Martin, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. and the Emerge, like broader team, like our onshore processing and our offshore team as well, like they're definitely a huge help.
Mm-hmm.
Like could be stuff without them. But and just being clear and focused. Like I'm way more focused now than what I was previously. Like I'm very driven and I'm dialed into what I really want to achieve. So that's 100% like key. Like and what really did it for me to dial me in was having a family, mate.
Yeah.
Like having a family and a bit of debt. definitely helps. And honestly, I was that's what it is. You know, when you've got those drivers and you want to, you know, support your family and obviously, you know, try and live a good life for yourself and your family, like that. That's definitely what drives me.
But I remember it. I remember
Mm,
when we found out the missus was pregnant, and you're like, fuck, we've got to lock in here, Semi. We've got to
yeah.
lock in. And how does that change, mate? How does that change you?
Mm. It's it's pretty frightening thought initially, right? Your life changes immediately, like but yeah, definitely. Obviously, you've got a few more mouths to feed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in our industry, we're super lucky. We're so lucky. Like
Mm.
we can really, if you really apply yourself and focus, you can really have a good life for yourself. You can
Yes.
change your bloodline. It's yeah, we're very lucky in what we do. And so, yeah, having Harris certainly changed my perspective. And yeah, you become a provider, right? Like
Mm.
you want the best for your family and you want to support them. And obviously, yeah, having a young family is not easy. It's not a walk in the park,
No.
especially if you don't have a lot of support close by. Which you know, in Brisbane, we didn't really have that.
Mhm.
And so yeah, you just try and make life as easy as possible. And in our world, it's like, yeah, I really love what I do. I'm like, right, let's bloody knuckle down, apply myself. Like, why not? Like, you'd be wasting the opportunity if you didn't.
And mate, how has the juggle gone for you, being building a thriving business and raising a young family?
Yeah, I'm grateful to have the team support.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be really hard without that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd definitely be challenging. It's the whole family's got to be on the bus. If the family's not on the bus, it makes life hard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first entered the industry, and this is when I first met Caitlin, right? And it took her a bit to understand, I think, what it's like to be with the broker because you're like, honestly, well, you know what it's like. Your phone's going off at all different times.
All the time.
Yeah,
All the
it doesn't
time.
matter what day it is. And yeah, she took her a bit to get across that, but now 100% on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% on the bus. And if you don't have that, if your partner's not on the same page as you, it's going to make life a bit difficult. So that's key. That's key. It's huge.
When did you see that dynamic change where obviously Caitlin was getting used to broker life?
Yeah.
And when did you see that dynamic change where she's like, "Nah, all right, I'm back in here. I get why you're doing this."
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was probably when yeah, when I started to get some momentum.
Mm.
Started to get some momentum and you could see that time is far better spent me working the hours versus what she's just return on investment in terms of, you know, hourly rate, right? So that's definitely huge. Yeah, you can see the light that it can really, I didn't come from much growing up.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, she could see it as a great vessel for us to build a bit of a future for ourselves.
Love.
So when she realized that, then you obviously got to make sacrifices through life. That's simple, right? And so bits and pieces you got to sacrifice for that reward. Well, then she eventually sort of got across that. And I'm lucky, obviously, I've got the team, so I can be available and help out. And without having a lot of family support, I'm really conscious of that and just making sure, she gets out to do the things that she likes to do. And Harris and I will have our daddy daycare on a Saturday, and we'll hang out in the morning, go for a decent walk around the place, and I love being a dad, mate. It's awesome.
Yeah, it
it's
suits you, mate.
Yeah.
It suits you.
Yeah, it's so it's been massive for me. I just love personally being a dad, and it's really really paid off in terms of business wise too.
How good.
Yeah.
How good. Mate, there'd be a lot of newer, younger brokers sort of listening to us talk here and seeing what you've done. Do you know what I mean? A lot of guys would be writing, 1-2 mil a month. What would you do if you started from scratch today to get that traction early on?
Yeah, so if I was starting early on, what I would do is I would obviously do what you need to do to get the education. Obviously, what is that, like a Cert 4 and a diploma these days? And then I would reach out to an experienced brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
one that's got some runs on the board, top 100, decent reviews, like is good in the area that you live in, and try and get in there. Start from the bottom up. Like I started straight into a broker. I never did any processing,
support,
admin, or
just
credit analyst. Straight in the deep end. And so, it was sink or swim. But if I was to start again, I'd honestly, it's worth it. You stay a couple of years and learn the process from the ground up, and then eventually work your way into a broker role and learn off a really good mentor, one that's got runs on the board, one that's really motivated and keen to push the envelope.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the early days when you started off as a broker? What would a day look like? Straight day one, broker. What would you do?
Oh, mate, I was like 23, 24. Life looked a lot different back then.
I wasn't grey back then. I wasn't going grey, Luke.
Yeah, we both looked a bit different back then, I reckon, mate. But no, early days, I was a part of a business where I was a lot of Google driven business. So it was good for me. I actually got some really good experience and skills, because I'd get 10 appointments a week and I'd chat to all different people from all different walks of life looking to do all sort of different deals. So I guess obviously I didn't have that background of learning from the ground up, but obviously I had to look at a whole different range of deals, which got me that experience quickly. My days were pretty much doing that. Not a lot of content. Never saw a referral partner. Like that wasn't a thing. But obviously very different nowadays, right?
Yeah. Like how much of your activity is so just like on point now. You've sort of figured out what works and you're just doubling down on the things that work, really.
Yep. I'm way more purposeful with my time. Way more.
Yeah. How did you get more purposeful with your time, mate?
You have to. You have to. You throw a young family in the mix, and if that's important to you, well, then you want to spend time with them. And so, and I think, like when you're young and you're like, learning your way through life, you're just going with the flow, right? You especially like, obviously, if you don't have family, mouths to feed, that financial pressure, like I think a bit of financial pressure is good. I think it is.
What did you say before? Have a family and take out some debt, then you'll fucking
honestly,
get to work.
Yeah, literally. Honestly, I'll tell you, it's key, because if you're comfortable, you got a bit of money in the bank, life's pretty easy. Well, then it's easy to sort of rest on your laurels and probably not push the envelope as hard. But looking back now, like I wish I really did, because we have a great opportunity as brokers. And we get, like, it's the best job in the world, because you get to do what you love and help people. And obviously I don't charge fees. We get remunerated by the bank, and it's a no-brainer. Why would you waste that opportunity?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I love the broker industry. I remember my first day in a brokerage in an office, and I was like, this is me for the rest of my life. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so good. And then
I would have loved to see you back in the day. That would have been brilliant.
I was passionate. I was passionate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it fiercely
You
anyway.
brought the attitude,
Oh, mate, I ask everybody this question. Right, this is our last question of the day. If you could give one piece of advice to 8-year-old Luke, what would you tell him?
Yep. I would say don't let life pass you by. Have a crack. What's the worst that can happen? Back yourself. Be kind, and go the extra mile and you'll be fine.
Love. How good. Mate, we done it. We got it done.
We got there.
We got it done. We got there.
Thank you.
Guys, Luke Ashby, Emerge Finance, the gentleman of finance. He's a great bloke. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And, mate, you're a gentleman. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you very much, Sam.
I'll see you guys next time.
Cheers, guys.